So speaking of certs, so you have like a bunch of them, and you have some of like the higher level ones. So I was looking at yours, and like my highest certification is OSCP, and that's like in the middle of your stack. So you have like tons above that. And I'm just curious, did you pass all your certs on your first try? How many times have you failed certs, and what was the hardest challenge to overcome?
Yeah, absolutely not the first time. No, that's just the nature of the beast with OffSec stuff. They're a beast to tackle. I think my OSCP took me 4 or 5 times, if I'm remembering right, and this was all during the pandemic at the time. I believe I passed it in 2019, the OSCP. I passed the OSWP. I meant to test at 3 p.m. and I tested 3 a.m. because I misclicked the portal. So I was just dead tired taking it. That was not a fun experience. Fun course, not a fun experience. Both the Red Team Ops courses were pretty straightforward. I passed them first try. They were excellent experiences. Can't recommend them enough. They're fantastic. OSEP took me 2 times as well. Thankfully, not 5 times like the OSCP. I got really stuck early on. Some of the more initial access techniques with OSEP I didn't understand very well the first time I went through it, so I got stuck pretty early, and then I had some just family stuff going on, so my head wasn't in it the first attempt. Second attempt, OSEP, you need 10 flags effectively to pass, or a special secret.txt one, unless they've updated it since I've taken it. But I believe I got the first 9 flags in about 8 hours on my second attempt. Got stuck on the last flag, could not figure it out for the life of me. Went to bed, wrote the entire report minus that flag. As I was eating dinner the next night, it's a 48-hour practical exam. It hits me like, oh wait, maybe it's this, and it was. So then it was just like add 3 screenshots to my report, send it into OffSec. I was done for the day, and I was 2 days on that. So OSED was absolutely the hardest one of the ones I have so far. That's Offensive Security's exploit developer, which is the old OSCP buffer overflows, but just on steroids. They start throwing data execution prevention, which prevents you from doing, jumping to the stack and executing. ASLR, for example, which randomizes addresses in memory, and it's just getting around a ton of 32-bit Windows mitigation techniques to understand buffer overflows and in-memory attacks for 32-bit apps. That course was insane. Good knowledge, good course, really hard exam. Without getting too specific with it, it's a 48-hour practical exam. It took me, I believe, the entirety of a day to get through the first, I'd say the first good chunk of it. I tried to take some melatonin to sleep later that night, and it just made me loopy. Like I was so out of it because I was so stressed out just thinking about the course. I don't even think, I think I slept maybe 3 hours the entire time. Got back up, got a quick shower, got back at it for the next little bit of it. Accidentally deleted like half my work about 3/4 of the way through for the second part of it. Had to start from scratch again. Lost power because of a storm for about 3 hours. I thought for sure the proctors would kick me out. Power comes back on after about 30 minutes of it being out, like 3 hours through the second half of doing it. Figure it out for the most part. My part of my VM corrupts. Luckily, I've been taking cloud backups, but I'm out about 10 minutes worth of work. I do it again. At this point, it's like 4 in the morning from day two. I've not slept a dime. I'm just jerking around, just horribly, like barely. I'm like dizzy. Get everything I need. Write the report at like 4. I start the report at 4 in the morning. My test terminates in 5 hours. So I hurry up, get that done. I think I submitted, like my test ended like 9:30. I think I submitted my report like 9:20. And then I couldn't sleep because all the nerves. I'm like, oh, what if I forgot something? What if I forgot a screenshot? What if I didn't do something right? And I think I got the pass email 2 hours later. I mean, I don't care what anyone says. I tried harder on the OffSec ethos on that one. That was the most painful certification experience I've ever had. I told myself
Wow.
if I didn't, I told myself it just wasn't meant to be if I failed that one because I was not doing that a second time. Well,
Wow.
that took a year off my life. Yeah.
What an incredible story. That's so many challenges. Like that's like, all the extra, like it's hard enough without all the problems, and then you had all the problems, and then you really did try hard. That is incredible. Yeah, OffSec certs are definitely no joke, and that's why I asked you that question, because there's a lot of people in our field that pursue the OffSec certs, and you don't pass them all on your first try, and I think it's important for people to understand. So you talking about the OSEP? I went through that course twice, and I didn't even go to the challenge labs because I didn't feel confident in my ability to start that. So, and then there was a need for me to learn web hacking, so I went to the OSWA, that's the OffSec Web Assessor. I failed that one twice. The first time, I actually started that course or the exam, and I didn't really feel like 100% confident, but I was like, you know what, I got OffSec Unlimited, which really helps because I got unlimited retries. So I was like, if I fail, it's whatever. Because I heard someone in the Discord was like, the best preparation for the exam is the exam itself. Because unfortunately, that that course only has 8 challenge machines, and that's what made it hard, in my opinion, compared to like an OSCP, where there's like, right now there's like 50 something challenge boxes. And I passed my OSCP on the first try because there was 54 challenge boxes, but then OSWA there's only 8 practices, and then I failed twice. But yeah, that's why I asked that question, because there is a lot. They are extremely difficult, and I want to get more OffSec certs under my belt, and I fully expect to fail. And there's no shame in failing OffSec
Yeah,
certs.
absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's expected. Everyone thinks they're hard. I mean, I know seasoned professionals who think they're hard. I mean, I question if I can even pass the OSCP again if I take it in. I've been doing this for years. So yeah, absolutely zero shame in failing the OffSec stuff. Just as long as you pick yourself up and keep going, that's all there is to it.
That's great advice, and that's why I asked that question, because that's, so someone who's aspiring to, I got the OSCP on my first try, but I don't expect to get the other ones on the first try. Like I said, I've already failed OSWA twice now.